Hello, hello. I dropped you, I'm sorry. What's this? Oh, that's kind of cool. I like that. I'm gonna keep that. Good morning, Hannah. Hey, San. Oh, okay. Welcome, welcome. I hope you all are doing well. Okay. I wish I had one of those phone cases that just leaned. Okay, that's good. You know, it's a cute little view. All right. Little reference phone. This morning, feeling a little bright, clearly. It's that time of season, it's that time of year. I'm gonna start dressing real bright and crazy because it's spring and it's kind of my favorite. Okay. I use like a little reference phone. When I'm watching the screen on my phone, it's doing this weird thing where the light is flashing. Someone just sent me a quick comment. Is it doing the same thing for your screen? Yeah, what is going on? It's not the filter that's making it flashy. It just does this sometimes for my phone. Let me try this. Okay. I think this could work. Sorry for the wait, y'all. Okay. I guess it was the filter. That's sad. I really liked the filter. Alright, that's okay. You know, one of these days I'll find a way to make a filter happen manually. That would be a fun project. I'm writing that down. That is a fun project. Nick, feel free to steal that idea. I'm just going to give this as a prompt to my students. Create a manual filter. Okay. Welcome to Glitter Goddess Yoga. Today we're going to do a gentle flow. It's going to be a little bit slower than normal, and I'm going to invite you all to be as gentle as you can in your body, take care of your body the way you need to, the way you know how to. I've done flows before where it's just like a little loose and free, less cues, and kind of allow everyone to just get into their own bodies. And that's what I'd like for this to be. So take whatever you need, but at the same time, because we're doing this over a screen, I am going to do the same amount of cueing and just take you along with me, so everything's an invite. Of course, I can't see your bodies, so please just be safe and leave a comment or send me a direct message if you'd like to send me some feedback. I love getting feedback, and I've gotten some recently. Good and bad is great. Like, I love hearing critiques, so please send some feedback afterwards if you'd like. We'll start in a seated position. Find a nice, long, tall spine. Roll the shoulders back. From here, we'll drop the head to the left. And then drop the chin to the chest. Drop the head to the right. Taking deep belly breaths in through the nose and out through the mouth. We'll drop the head back to the chest. Let's roll the head up, bring the head all the way back, open the throat, open the chest, bring the shoulders wide. And we'll drop the head back to the left side. Let's roll the right shoulder down and back and grab the right side of the head with the left hand. And then turning the head toward the shoulder, grab the back of the head. Again, keep that right shoulder down and back. Tap into the natural breath. Maybe elongate each breath while you're here. Release the hand, we'll drop the head back down, chin to chest. And we'll roll on over to the other side. Roll that left shoulder back, and then grab the head with the right hand. Just let the elbow hang heavy here. We don't want to pull or put too much weight on the delicate muscles in the neck. Again, keep elongating the breath. Deep inhales through the nose. Slow your exhale through the mouth. Turning toward the shoulder, grab the back of the head. And release. We'll bring the chin back to the chest. And then open the throat, open the shoulders, looking up to the ceiling. And return the head back to neutral. We'll roll the shoulders back, big deep inhale through the nose, press the chest forward. Exhale, round the spine, chin to chest. Inhale, pressing the chest forward, shoulders back. And exhale around the spine. You can pull on the knees to find more space in the back. Inhale, pressing through, hips back. Exhale, chin to chest. And come back to a neutral spine. For a twist, we'll do right hand on the left knee and the left hand behind us. Nice, long, tall spine. Inhale to sit tall and long, and exhale to deepen the twist. Turn the head all the way to the left. Notice any tension in the upper back, in the chest, in the shoulders. Try to release that tension. Still keep a bit of a tug here on the knee and against the floor with the left hand, but allow the spinal twist to be deeper. We'll take a couple breaths here. Going a bit deeper with our next breath. And release. We'll go over to the other side, arms up and over, landing the left hand on the right knee. Again, sitting tall and long on the big, deep inhales. And as we exhale through the mouth, completing the rotation with the chin turning all the way to the right. Take a moment to try to press the hips back just a little bit. Release the tension in the shoulders, in the chest. And twist deeper on the exhales. Next cycle of breath, you can release. We'll drop the right hand to the right side of our mats and send the left hand up and over. Switching over to the other side, send the right hand up and over. Keep that right hip, that right knee down. And then for a fold, we'll reach the hands forward, resting the forehead on the ground or on a pillow. After a couple breaths here, you can come back up. We'll roll the shoulders back. Send the arms open, wide. We'll cross the right arm over the left. Give yourself a big hug. And then bending in the left arm, we'll stretch out that right one, keeping that right shoulder down and back. And if you have access to a twist, from here you can wrap the right around to meet the left. Grip the hands and send them up on the inhale, press away on the exhale. And if you're here, that's okay too. Either way, we're finding deep breaths, inhaling through the nose and exhaling through the mouth. After your next cycle of breath, we'll send the arms out far and wide again and cross the left over the right. Give ourselves a big hug. Maybe loosen the shoulders a bit. Bend in the right arm, sending the left arm out long. Drop that left shoulder. And for those of you going into eagle arms, try to open up and send that fist long before you wrap it around to meet the right. And lifting up, opening up the shoulders, creating space between the shoulder blades, pressing away on the exhale. You can round the spine if it feels good for you. And after your next inhale through the nose, exhale through the mouth, you can release. We'll send the shoulders forward, big circles with the arms, leading with the pinkies. And relax. Again, we'll drop the head to the left side. You can stretch the arm out, kind of reaching away, kind of find the sweet spot here. And from here, slowly with control, turn the nose down toward the shoulders, slowly. Allowing access in this stretch to each muscle. On the right side of the neck. Once you've made your way over, completing your rotation with the neck, you can drop the hand to the mat, still finding length in the right side. And then release the hand down to your hip. You can drop the head, chin to chest, round the spine for just a moment here. And coming back up, we'll find length in the spine again, roll the shoulders back. And then we'll drop the head to the right side, send the left hand long. Reaching away with the fingertips. Keeping length in the spine, keeping that constant breath. And when you're ready, you can slowly start your rotation, super slow, turning the nose toward the shoulder, keeping the left arm stretching far, far with the fingertips. Maybe deepening the breath here. Once you get to the shoulder, you can bring the hand down toward the mat, keeping that length. Maybe try to drop the left shoulder a little bit more on our last cycle of breath. And release. We'll come back to chin to chest. You can send the hands forward, crawl forward. Maybe bring the arms wide. We'll take a moment here to ground ourselves in a gentle flow. We take a lot of time to check in with the body, making sure each step of the way we're restoring and taking care of exactly what we need to. So take a moment, check in with any tension you have, check in with what might feel different. And when you're ready, we're going to meet in tabletop. If you have a blanket or a pillow for beneath your knees, that can feel good. And in tabletop, we're stacking the wrists below the shoulders and the knees below the hips. And inhaling, we're pressing the chest forward and the hips up and back, reaching up and away with either end of our body. And then exhaling to round the spine. You can follow the pace of your own breath here. And come back to a neutral spine. We'll send the right leg out long, tucking the toe. You can bounce into this, opening up the calf and the back of the leg. And then from here, lifting the right hand, pressing the left hand into the mat, we'll send that right foot to replace our right hand. So now we have a bent knee in the back, bent knee in the front. And from here, we're just gonna lean back, pressing the heel into the floor. It's totally okay to be up here if we feel like it's too intense on our hamstrings. I like to come down to the mat whether or not my spine is rounded or flat. But if it is a part of your practice, you can try to send the chest forward, lowering down over the leg. Otherwise, it's okay to be up. And just send some pressure either way, down into the mat with the heel on the exhales. Keeping those inhales nice and long through the nose. And on your next exhale, we'll bring that foot back to the mat. From here, we're going to press into the mat with the left hand and send the right up and over. Make sure your left leg is comfortable here. Try not to put any pressure on the knee. So if you want to find that engagement on the left side, pressing into the hips while we're in this twist. And drop the hand back down to replace the knee, to replace the foot. We'll send that knee back down to meet the left. And then send that left heel back, pressing in to the mat with the toes, opening up the back of the leg. And then pressing into the mat with the right hand, replace your left hand with your left foot. And then straightening out that left leg, finding the spot that feels right here to open up the left hamstring. Again, using some engagement to press the heel into the floor can feel good. Rounding in the spine can feel good, or pressing forward with the chest. Let's bring that left sole back to the mat, pressing the right hand into the floor with the foot, next to the left foot, and open up for a twist. Again, do what you need to make that right knee comfortable. And dropping the left hand back down, we'll bring that left knee to meet the right. We'll touch toes behind us, spread the knees out just a little bit wider, and then send the hips back over the ankles. We'll stretch the arms super wide. From here, we'll bring the left hand to meet the right on the right side. You can kind of act like your left palm is stuck into the floor as you send the left hip down and back. Taking deep exhales. And from here, we'll crawl through the middle. We'll go to the other side. Reaching that right hand far and long against the floor. And then as if your palm is stuck in the floor, send that right hip down and back. Curl the hands back through the middle. We'll send the hands far and long overhead. Rest the forehead to the floor. Allow deep, long belly breaths to fill the space between the legs. Allow slow, audible exhale. When you're ready, we'll come back up to tabletop. We'll find our way down to our bellies. You can use plank if it feels good for you. So tucking the toes behind you, engaging in the legs, pressing the hips down toward the mat, slowly lowering down with the arms, flatten the feet. We're going to tuck the elbows just beneath the shoulders. You can bring hands to prayer here. You can have them flat against the floor. And from here, we're going to really press into the floor with the hips. Engage in the glutes, point the toes, lock the knees, send the chest forward, open up the shoulders, open the throat. Maybe press even more into the mat with the elbows, sending the neck up higher using the shoulders. And on your next exhale, kind of pull in toward you the mat with your elbows and bring your forehead down to the mat. Releasing. You can press into the mat with the hands. We'll send back into child's pose. So open up the knees a little bit wider. Send the hips back over the ankles and reach far and wide again with the hands. This time, try to round in the spine a little bit more. You can kind of crawl back with the hands as you round in the spine. And coming back up to tabletop. Again, you can use plank if you'd like, or just lay down to the mat gently. I'm going to use plank, sending my heels back. Slowly lowering down to the mat. This time when I bring my elbows down to the mat, I'm going to bring the hands in to kind of cross over one another. Sending the chest forward in the same way, we'll engage in the lower back, engage in the glutes. Press up and out with the neck, finding length in the spine. And from here, you can stay here if you'd like, but if you'd like a challenge, engage in the legs again. We'll open up the hip to the left side, so bringing the left leg into our backspace, and then opening up the chest, pressing into the floor with the elbow, sending the right arm up and over. This is one way to add strength to a gentle flow, keeping the hips elevated off the floor. You can close the hips, bringing them back down to the mat, coming back over to our cobra, pressing the hips into the floor. If you're taking on the challenge, you can go over to the other side. Otherwise, if you're not taking on this challenge, you can come on down to the mat. And if you are taking the challenge, it's your turn to come back down to the mat, sending the hips back down first. From here, we'll stretch the arms out overhead, resting the forehead to the floor. From here, we're going to goal post the left arm. Rest the left ear onto the floor. Kind of peg the right arm onto the floor and use that right foot to send your hips open. So use the right foot to swing open into the backspace. You can press the chest a little bit more forward to open up in the shoulder here. Taking deep breaths. On your next exhale, you can drop the hips down to the mat, goal post the right hand, rest the right ear onto the floor, and then pressing into the floor underneath the left shoulder with the left hand. Send that left foot up and drop it down into your backspace, opening up, pressing the chest forward. And when you're ready, you can drop the hip back down to the mat. We'll press back up into plank, so pressing the hands directly under the shoulders. You can have knees down here or knees up. And when you're ready, we'll go back into child's pose, so touching the toes behind us, dropping the knees a few inches wider than the hips, and then send the hips back. Again, we're going to check in with our body throughout the flow, being gentle with ourselves, giving our bodies whatever they need in this moment. Now that we've checked in, we'll come back up, meeting through tabletop. From here, we're going to send the legs out long again for plank. And then sending the hips up, we're going to go into downward dog. You can keep the knees bent here, pedal it out. Bringing your downward dog to stillness. Let's drop the head, let it hang heavy here, keeping the shoulders in their sockets. Open up the chest. And from here, we'll take the right leg, lift it up, bring the right knee to the chest for a moment, and we'll drop that foot between the hands, maybe dropping the knee down to the mat. We're here in a lunge or runner's stretch. Being gentle on our hips here, we can slowly press the left hip forward and down toward the floor. And when you're ready, we're going to tuck the toe behind us, lifting that left heel up into the legs here. So as if we're pulling the toes, left toe in toward the right heel, lifting up, pressing into the leg, finding some strength in the legs here. And then when you're ready, you can drop down to the mat. We'll press into the mat with the hands and send the right foot back to meet the left for plank. And then send the hips back up into a bent, again, downward dog. You can pedal this out. Bringing your downward dog to stillness, we'll send the left foot up. Bring the left knee to the chest. And then drop the foot between the hands. Slowly press the right hip forward. And then from here, if you haven't yet, you can tuck the back toe, lifting the heel up, finding that engagement, kind of isometric tension between the legs. We'll boost ourselves up, pressing into the leg, finding balance and strength. And when you're ready, you can drop down. We'll press into the mat and send the left foot back for plank one more time. And then again, sending the hips up and back for downward dog. Engaging with the breath again here to press the hips up and back on the exhales. Use your inhales to open up the chest. On your next exhale, you can come back to plank. Let's slowly lower the knees to the floor, and however you'd like to get there, we'll roll over on our butts. We'll send the knees up high. And send the chest forward. Send the arms forward, nice and long, dropping the shoulders. And then rolling, starting with a tuck from the bottom of the spine, tucking the hips forward. Slowly roll the spine down to the mat. Releasing the hands. You can drop the knees left to right, windshield wiping, opening up the hips, twisting in the lower spine. And then dropping the knees to the left side, keeping them together. We'll take a very gentle twist here. Make a big T with the arms, and then turn the head all the way over to the right, looking at the right hand. Finding that deep belly breath. From here, let's take a nice long inhale again through the nose. And as we exhale through the mouth, rotate the hips over to the other side. Rotate the head to the left, knees to the right. Breaths on this side too. We'll do that slow round again. So big, deep, slow breath, inhale. And with a gentle exhale, we'll send the knees to the left side and send the head to the right. Allowing relaxation in the upper chest, in the throat. Release any tension in the shoulders. Big inhale through the nose. And again on the exhale, we'll send the knees to the right and send the head to the left. Keeping this breath, let's send the right leg long, keeping the left leg bent. It's okay to have a floating shoulder or a floating knee or both. If you find you have a floating knee or a floating shoulder and you have a pillow nearby, you can grab your pillow and put it beneath your knee. I like to keep two so I don't have to switch back and forth. So I'm going to roll up my blanket on one side where the other knee will land and have this one here. So opening up, if you're returning back with your pillows, sending the left knee to the right side. Again, keep that engagement with the breath, so important in the twists. Deepening the twist by releasing any tension in the upper back, mid back, lower back. Allowing the natural weight here in the knee and in the shoulder to open you up. Completing the twist by looking over to the left. One last big inhale and exhale, release. We'll send that left knee up into the sky and hug it into the chest. Rotating in that left ankle. And from here with the left hand, we'll grab the outside of the left foot, flexing in the foot. We're gonna come to half happy baby. And if it feels better here, you can bend in the right leg. But if you want to take the challenge of opening up the hips a little bit more, you can try to send that right heel out long for half happy baby. Trying to find this kind of 90-degree angle in the left leg. Opening up the knee by the chest. Maybe trying to pull the foot back toward your head. Finding that breath here. You can even engage in the hips, engage in the whole right leg, only if it feels good for you. From here, we'll release, bringing that knee back to the chest, hug it back in. And if you're not there, you can send that right knee up, so bringing the right foot flat to the mat. And then from here, we'll send the left leg up long. So reaching up and away with the left leg, maybe giving some topical heat to behind the thigh and behind the knee. We'll point and flex with the left foot. And then grabbing the back of the leg. It can be from up by your ankle, it can be down by the hip. Either way, we're pressing in, trying to find the engagement between the hands and the leg. You can try to press away the heel as you pull in toward the chest. Finding a point with that left foot. We'll drop that leg, releasing it down to the mat. Send that right knee up in the air, and we'll drop it over to the left side for a twist. So bringing the arms back to a T. Big inhale, looking to the left. And on the exhale, we'll drop over the head to the right side. Opening up in this twist, releasing any tension in the upper, middle, lower back on the exhales. Keep that consistent, gentle breath. Take this last breath to really go deep in your twist. And from here, we'll lift that right knee, bring the hips back to the mat, stretch that left leg long and hug in that right knee toward the chest. Opening up the hip here on the right side, we'll rotate the right ankle. And then grabbing the outer edge of the foot with the right hand. We'll open up the hip on this side for happy baby. Do what feels right for you here. Whether that means pressing in the floor with the left, keeping it down and engaged, sending the knee out first and then trying to kind of find that 90 degree, or maybe you've got that 90 degree angle, but you're trying to bring the knee closer to the chest. Keep that engagement with the breath. And release. You can bend the knee again, hug the leg in toward the chest. From here, we'll send the right heel up toward the ceiling again. You can give some topical heat. And we'll flex and point with the foot. And then tugging the back of the leg, whether it's below the knee or above, or finding that isometric tension between the heel pushing away and the arms pulling in toward us. Being gentle here, but still engaging in this stretch to open up the hamstrings, open up the hips. Maybe sending the left leg even longer. Either way, with this engagement, we're still gentle with the breath. One last breath here. On the exhale, you can point and send that right foot to meet the left, far and long, pointing with the feet, reaching up overhead with the hands. Find that natural curve in the lower back, sending the chest up toward the ceiling. You can exhale, go post the arms, release the feet. We'll do that one more time. Sending the hands and the toes far, far away. Reaching long as we can with the limbs. Reaching the chest forward. Finding that natural curve in the lower spine. And then on the exhale, bring the arms down to the hips. We can relax here in Shavasana. Palms to the floor if you'd like to find grounding, or palms open to the sky if you'd like to receive. Checking in again with our bodies. Give your body whatever it needs here before we take just a couple minutes to relax into the floor. And give yourself the privilege to be here in Shavasana, to take a moment to yourself today, to just be without any weight, just noticing the natural breath. Maybe releasing any tension again in the upper shoulders, and the upper, middle, and lower back. Finding you might release tension in the hips on the exhales. Maybe exhaling tension in the neck. Releasing the face, even tension in the eyebrows, allowing the jaw to release, opening up a little more in the shoulders, allowing the arms to melt into the floor, allowing the breath again at its own pace, just to go a little deeper in through the nose, out through the mouth. And while we're here in Shavasana, I'll invite you to take a moment of gratitude, sending the right hand to the heart and the left hand to the belly. And with our hands over our hearts, we can visualize gratitude sending down our arm, out through our palm, into our hearts. Sending a breath of light and love and gratitude for this involuntary action our bodies take on. The heart is one that keeps us alive, so let's take this moment to find gratitude. And then doing the same thing for the breath. Sending that light down through the arm, out the palm, into the belly. A breath of gratitude. And from here, you can drop the hands, relax them by your sides. You can take a moment of comfort in fetal position, rolling over to one side before we come up for our closing breaths. Find a pillow to sit on. Slowly finding your way here. When you do arrive, we can roll the shoulders back. Maybe wiggle in the seat a bit. And for our closing breaths, you can have your hands over your heart at heart center or just at the knees. A breath for the ancestors that we bring to the space and for the indigenous people who were here before colonization, breathing in and out. A breath to thank ourselves for our practice today, breathing in and out. A breath to appreciate others for their support, breathing in and out. And a last breath for a gentle intention for yourself and to others today, breathing in and out. Thank you for practicing the gentle flow with me today. Still sad about the filter. I really want to use the filters. I want to see if it works now. No flashy flash. So strange. Well, love you, Hannah. Take care, everyone. Bye.